Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. And thank you for joining me today again on this special monologue. I shall be talking about security, not talking about the general problem Nigeria has, all the issues around Nigeria's problem, but the matter that has arisen at this point, at this moment, that actually prompted this monologue has to do with security. And what I read is just not surprised, but not surprised, not shocking, but knowing how deep this issue of corruption has gone in Nigeria. But at the same time, I didn't expect such kind of situation. It has to do with Gumi, Sheikh Gumi, um, a religious cleric, an Islamic cleric. Everyone, for those of you who don't know Gumi, I doubt if there is, anyway, there are people who may not know him, especially from the southern part of Nigeria, south, west, east. Many people may not know him, but virtually everyone in the north knows Abubakar Gumi, and he is an Islamic, a very popular Islamic cleric who is well educated and I think exposed. However, he's been controversial over the years over his opinions about politics, about security, and so several issues that borders Nigeria. And I've always had issues with his opinion, with his sometimes unwarranted outburst and criticism of the right the people on the right side, or rather than the ones on the wrong side. He's a very controversial figure who most times actually stands with terrorists. That's the way, because his judgment, I consider his judgment a very poor one, poor judgment. Because terrorism, killing human beings, there is absolutely no justification in killing human beings, other than the only justification that is the only reason that justifies killing another human being is when you are killing in defense of yourself. Protecting your own life, that's okay, because if you don't kill, you will be killed anyway. So that is understandable when you kill in such a situation. It's understandable, but not killing human beings when it, do, it the power to restrain yourself is in your hands. Actually, not killing human beings when there I won't say there is, as far as I'm concerned, no provocation. Provocation in the sense that it has nothing to do with someone trying to kill you. That is why I don't see any justification for terrorism. If you are aggrieved that about what government is doing or not doing, um, you just have to, just people like us, we are aggrieved. I am extremely aggrieved. For those of you who have been following me, you will understand how aggrieved I am, how vexed, how frustrated I feel about our government, about bad government, bad leadership in Nigeria, and the endemic corruption that has really, really entrenched, that is really, really entrenched in Nigeria. And I feel so bad, but at the same time, helpless. I cannot say because our government, our leaders are doing the wrong thing, thereby, as such, I will now take up arms. I'll go start recruiting people to take up arms and go on killing innocent people. That is ridiculous. That is not that. So that there is no justification to that. That's just the reality. You cannot, if you are aggrieved against the government, or all you need to do is to protest the right way. Let there be sincere and genuine protest, not expressing your grievance by killing your fellow human beings, fellow citizens. I don't understand why it has to be so. You kill people, the same people that are equally aggrieved with the system, where they are frustrated, that feel so bad and vexed with the system. You don't go killing such people, because you are basically you are supposed to be in the same camp. But unfortunately, what these terrorists does is they don't even target the establishment. They don't target our leaders. They just target innocent people who are living their day-to-day lives. A sort of, some of them, they can't even afford living, and they go kidnapping people who can't even afford to pay such ransoms, instead of them targeting the leaders who made them to do what they are doing, who plunged them into their bad situation. So that is just it. Unfortunately, these are the kind of people, Gumi, Mohammed, is it Mohammed or Abubakar Gumi? I know we have Gumi, we have the family of Gumis, sort of. So I think his own is Abubakar Gumi, thereabouts. Yes. So yeah, like I said, Gumi has been a controversial person, and that is it. He has come again with another controversy, but this time around, he's not. This is not his problem. This is not his fault. Actually, I think I'll consider this spilling the beans. That's exactly what is also read. Let me read through. I'm supposed to put it up on the screen, but I tried putting it up on the screen. There are so many others online adverts is just covering what the important news I'm supposed to, or news article that I am supposed to be I'm supposed to be reading to the public. But since to avoid that, all those clogging up my screen and making it irritating to even you people, you guys, let me read from my personal device. Um, okay. All right. This is let does the headline. Headline says government officials, police. Sorry, I take that again. Government officials, police accompany me to bandits. Bandits den for negotiation. Sheikh Gumi. Now, the headline says it all, and that is actually what ticked me off. Where we have Abubakar Gumi, who is in close communication and contact, or constant communication and established, I think that's the right word, established communication and contact with terrorists and bandits, to have police authority to actually government officials to actually accompany him to the dens of terrorists, is alarming. It is alarming. Let's read through this article. I will interject with my comment as I read. This revelation comes as killings and kidnappings continue. So excuse me. Continue to rise in northern Nigeria despite the government's heavy expenditure on security. Sheikh, okay, Ahmed, okay, not Abubakar. I think I made a mistake. This is Ahmed. I know we have Abubakar Gumi. This is Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. Has disclosed that his negotiations with bandits always occur in the presence of police and government officials. Sheikh Gumi just spilled the beans that all the negotiations he has had so far has been done in the presence of government officials and the police. You will ask, so we've always had the situation of where people ask questions about the communication devices that these terrorists and bandits they use to communicate with their with the public. anytime they are calling for ransom, they are holding someone to ransom. We've asked why are the security agencies or agents not actually tracking? It is easy as long as you use you use any communication system that has to do with wave or radio or cable or fiber, whatever it is, as long as it is electronically um as long as it is an electronic and the communication it's electronical, it is just there's just no how you cannot track. Even analog phones, you can also track analog phones, not to talk of smartphones. The reality is, I don't understand why we are now of course we've gone beyond just asking questions now of asking questions of why why are these guys actually not being tracked through their communication devices. Now, obviously, with this latest revelation, it's obvious that those questions are this latest development has overtaken that event, that those questions. It's obvious now that we now have answer to that. The answer to that is that the government obviously knows these guys, just as we have always alluded. Government is in touch, or the government officials are in touch with these guys, and that is it. And obviously, they are also hobnobbing with these guys. We are aware of that. I'll come to that point as we read on. Okay, let's continue. When asked in an exclusive interview with Sunday Punch why he has taken the matter of speaking to terrorists seriously, Gumi said, "I am in the eye of the storm, and I am a full-fledged Nigerian. I also have an interest in peace and tranquility. I cannot wait for the official narrative because I have been in the army and I know how things go." Yeah, I don't understand what Gumi meant here when he said that he's been in the eye of the storm. I don't know. The only thing I know that Gumi is I don't even know why they make him that important, because all I know about him is an Islamic cleric, and again, he was in the military. I think I read that, got to know that not too long ago. So that's just it. So that he said that he's been in the eye of the storm. Well, whatever storm it is, I think he attracted that storm. I don't even expect him to consider that a storm, because if you say things that are controversial, controversy definitely will come for you, and that is just it. You just can't be reckless in your support of evil, and that is I think that is justice. So let's read on. Today, 90% of our intelligence is garbage. What we have left is just about 10%. That is why we have coups, because intelligence does not have a way to identify these people. Now I disagree. I think I disagree with this man. Disagree with what he said here. 90% of our intelligence is garbage. It is not. Nigerians, we have been, our police especially has been rated as among the best when they travel out for other external duties or assignments. Is even our military. I remember during ECOMOG, in the West African region, our military is actually rated as the best. is sort of the best in real professionalism. The only thing is that it is when we come back, when they come back, when they get back to Nigeria, they, of course, because when you are in Rome, you behave like a Roman. Unfortunately, they are used to the system. Just the same thing happens to everybody that lives abroad. When you are abroad, you behave yourself and do everything according to the way they live. But the moment you step into Nigeria at the airport there, you just go back to being the Nigerian that you are, and you start being lawless and start behaving the like the average Nigerian. That is the unfortunate situation that virtually most of us do, including even myself. I think I'm equally guilty of that, a sort of that most of us do the same thing. The moment we step into Nigeria, we just adapt to whatever. Sometimes I blame everyone is to be blamed for this, but the system actually made us to actually to actually do things this way. Because why? Like in my own case, there are situations where you'll step into the country, you want to. In most cases, I really want to do the right thing, just as it is done abroad. Unfortunately, while you are trying to do like the right thing, the other person who is supposed to either attend to you or follow up with what you have done or you are doing, whatever, always wants to be an impediment to you moving forward on whatever you intend doing. That is the point. At the end of the day, they coerce you by not by choice, but by design, huh? to to adapt their own way of doing things. So that is the frustration some of us will pass through. Someone like me, I always want to do this. For those people who know me, I'm a very principled person who loves doing things in an orderly and the right manner. Unfortunately, but when we get to Nigeria, so many things happen. But at the same time, that's not to take blame away from myself. Like I said, we all are to blame for this. We all we are contributors to this bad system in Nigeria, and that is why we are speaking up. Someone like me is speaking up for us to actually make that change, sort of. So, and that is it. So, it's 90%. What do you mean by 90% of? That's not true. Like I said, our intelligent agencies or agents, they are doing, honestly, if they are out to work, if Nigeria police, the SSS, the NIA, all the security agents or agencies, if they are out to do their job, if they really sincerely want to, they do it to the core. They do it very well. So we have good intelligence. There's no doubt about that. The problem we have with this insecurity is not how to curb it. That's the problem. The problem is not how to curb it. The problem is not how to track or to trace these hoodlums, these criminals. The problem is just corruption. That people who are in the position of authority, they know the problem, they know how to solve it, but because they are involved, they are personally involved, they are benefiting from it, from the bad system, from the insecurity, they are benefiting from it. And that is why nobody wants to solve the problem. That's why the problem keeps aggravating. This issue of negotiation here and there, that they are sending Gumi. I'm not even reading this crazy stuff anymore. I think I'm done with this, what I intend to get out of it. These negotiations that they are sending Gumi to go do on their behalf is uncalled for. It's uncalled for because negotiation for what? What are they negotiating? These are criminals that should be in jail. Not even in jail. Some of them need to actually die because when you kill, you ought to be killed as well. Some of them need to face firing squad or hangman. So I don't understand what negotiation they are doing about this. What are they negotiating about? These are people, they know where they know them. They know where they are. They know what they are doing. They know all their movements, their steps. Why will the government be sending Gumi to negotiate with such people? When Gumi is in the first place, is even on their side. Because you cannot, when you sympathize with a criminal, what does that say of you? So and that is just the reality as it is now. I can't even say that Gumi is not benefiting personally from this whole thing. Now, this is exactly what is happening. Our leaders are involved there, from the military, the politicians. They have people, their hands are all riddled around this insecurity issue. So it has to do with corruption. Look at the just small Burkina Faso that has a military, very courageous military leader, Traoré. Very courageous military leader, with the help of Russia, they're helping to actually curb, at least to contain terrorism in Burkina Faso. As far as I'm concerned, Burkina Faso is containing it. So it's not spreading as it is prevalent in Nigeria. So they do it at least because they are using all intelligence and whatever, tracking them. At least they are moving forward. They are making progress in the fight against terrorism. But Nigeria, for where? Look at us in Nigeria. Traoré is succeeding because he is sincere. He as the president, as the head of state of the country, he is sincere, and he has put people in place that are equally sincere, that are patriotic to do the right thing. But in the Nigerian case, what do we expect? When the president himself is a drug lord, what other thing? I think drug lord, and what other crime was he? Was he money launderer? And what again? The bottom line is, our president is also a criminal. So when you have a criminal who is not sincere to do the right thing, who since he became president, all he has done is just loot and share our commonwealth with his fellow thieves and criminals. Now, of course, what do you expect if you have such head? Such head will actually install the people, the subordinates that are the same bird as him. They say birds of the same feather flock together. The army chiefs or the military chiefs, not just army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, and all the chiefs, the police, the Civil Defense Corps, all of them. What do you expect? When the head of a fish is rotting, what do you expect? The body will trickle down. The rot will trickle down to the body. That's exactly what is happening, because you cannot be a criminal and appoint the good guys around you, because the good guys will not shield you, will not cover you. They won't cover your crime. So basically, you will employ people who will cover up for you, and that's exactly what is happening. So this issue of insecurity in Nigeria, it involves our leaders. Tinubu may not be involved. Just to be fair to him, he may not be directly involved with it. He may not be involved, but basically because he has a very bad background, very criminal background, he may be helpless to, even if he knows people that are involved, they may be blackmailing him. He may be helpless because he will be scared to actually be decisive, because if he's decisive, the powers will go against him. Because yes, you're president, you're the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, but at the same time, when your subordinates gangs up against you, to actually, especially when you have done something wrong, they gang up against you to blackmail you. You'll be powerless because those subordinates can actually flout your instructions or orders, especially when there are many around. So that is just so, to be fair to him, he may not be directly involved with the rot in the insecurity situation, but all the people he appointed they are involved. They are involved from the top military hierarchy to the top politicians, sort of. So they are there. They are involved in that. And that is why this insecurity will never, as long as we have a criminal president, it will never wane. The insecurity will continue to get worse until until Nigeria gets the right person to rule us. And that is just the same thing is affecting every fiber of our system. The healthcare system is bad. The educational system is bad. The infrastructural system is bad. The economic system is bad. Everything you can think about, the entire fiber of Nigeria is bad. The mineral resources system is bad. Everything is extremely, they are all not just bad, they are all rotten. They stink. That is just the reality. And why? Because people are benefiting from the way it is. Politicians, the powers that be, the establishment, are benefiting from the rot in the system. The rot in education, the rot in economy, the rot in infrastructure, the rot in health care system, the rot in all the entire departments. They are benefiting from it. And that is why Nigeria is where it is today. And that is why Nigeria will keep getting worse unless and until we do the needful, the right thing. So they are all benefiting from our pains. They are benefiting from our worries and burdens. They are benefiting from our penury and poverty. While they eat and grow fat, we keep starving and growing lean. That's exactly what is happening in Nigeria. So everything that is bad in the system is as a result of our leaders being involved, directly involved in those in benefiting from the bad system. So as a result of that, they don't want it to stop. They keep fueling that bad situation. Every bad situation, they keep fueling it because people are benefiting from it. From including electricity problem we've always had in Nigeria from the inception. People are benefiting from lack of electricity, power supply, sufficient power supply. Lack of it, people are benefiting from that. So that is just the reality. And until we apply one of these two options, we'll continue to have a problem. And what are those one or two options? The first option that is on the table is military intervention. That is a better option. It's a better option because military intervention will come with either very minimal or no bloodshed. So what we need is, the first option is the military intervention for young officers of the military from middle down. Those are the people who can, because anything that has to do from senior officers and above, And from all the senior officers, majority of them, don't get me wrong, there are still some senior officers that are probably, they don't have any political appointment. They are just facing their professional military career, probably administrative. They're in the office doing one thing or the other. They are fulfilling some administrative duties or whatever. Some of them may be generals, or I've met some generals that they are not rich. They don't have much. They're just average, because they are not, people like that are the people who can be trusted, because some of them are not where they ought to be. They are not rich. They are not influential. They are not politically influential or known because of what they stand for, because of their principles, because of their uprightness. Some of them, not all. So such are the people, the kind of people we need to intervene. Military officers that are patriotic and purposeful. We need them to actually intervene. Other than that, other senior, whatever, that are popular, they are in one position, one political position, appointment or the other, heading some units or heading some juicy or lucrative positions or departments or whatever. All of them are corrupt. People like that, all of them should go. We need a coup. It happened in Niger, happened in Burkina Faso, happened in Mali. These three countries are doing better. Niger now is rated as one of the fastest growing economy. All we need is not the same corrupt military officers, but different military officers that have the mentality I mentioned earlier, mentality of patriotism, the mentality of simplicity in life, mentality of purposefulness, the mentality to move Nigeria forward. The military men that are so passionate, that have been angry, there are so many of them. There's no doubt there are many of them in the military that have been so they feel so helpless. They are tired and frustrated with what is going on, either in the military or in the country as a whole. So that is the kind of people we need, or those are the kind of people we need to actually intervene. So the other a second option, which is an option that nobody wants to, I do not desire us to get to that point. But the truth is, if the military does not intervene, we may be left with the second option, which is a revolution. Not just a revolution. Why I do not want to go there is because revolution that can actually bring a meaningful change, that can actually bring an overhaul in the entire Nigerian system, such revolution definitely will be violent. Unfortunately, it will be violent, but that is the only thing. That is the only type of revolution that can bring the kind of change we desire for Nigeria. So, but we don't, that is the last resort. So, but if the military don't do their job, the good military men, the ones that are good in the military, if they don't do their job to save Nigeria from this, from going down the drain, from irredeemable damage, honestly, we'll be left with citizenry that will be pushed, that will be pushed to the wall, hence hitting their breaking point. Like I said in my previous monologue, every human being has a breaking point. And Nigerian leaders, you don't want to push Nigerians to their breaking point. We have been so tolerant, so patient, so adoptive and adaptive since the inception of Nigeria, that whatever you people do to us, we just take it and adopt it and adapt it at the same, adapt to it, get used to it. So, and that is it. But we have a breaking point. And so that breaking point is what I do not, you, our leaders, I don't expect you to let it get to that point. Especially the military leaders. The military, purposeful, sincere, good military officers. We need you to intervene. Otherwise, we'll be left with no option. Because Nigerians cannot continue to take this nonsense from our leaders, especially the most recent one, the current one, which is Bola Tinubu, who is just squandering our commonwealth, which has no end in sight. Our predicament does not have, there's no end in sight. So someone has to give us a ray of hope. Someone has to show us that light, that at least that glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel, or at the end of the tunnel. We need that help. Nigeria and Nigerians need a kind of reprieve. We need a sigh of relief. Because this suffering is too much. It's just too much. We have all it takes to be rated among the world superpowers in economy. We have all it takes. We have both the liquid and the solid mineral resources. We don't have the human resources. Nigerians are always, wherever you find them abroad, they are always among the best. Anywhere you find Nigerian, they are among the top. And so that is just the reality. We have everything, human, natural resources to actually be what we ought to be. We are supposed to be the best in Africa, yet we are not even the best in. We are only the best in some stuff, entertainment, and unfortunately, crime. Our economy, can you imagine Nigeria as big and all the resources? I don't think there is any African country that possesses the level of the amount of resources that we have. One thing you should understand about Nigerian resources is this. I think I wrote an article about it some years ago. We have virtually everything. Okay, not virtually. Almost everything that has to do with commercial natural resources. Globally, I think we have solid minerals. We have about 60-something, between 62 and 67 solid minerals on Earth. In Nigeria, about 53. Is found in Nigeria. Nigeria has about 53. That we're talking about solid minerals, 53. Not just 53 different solid minerals. We have them all on commercial quantity. The oil, that's no news. We are the 6th largest oil producing nation in the world. Tell me, which African country possesses such number of resources on their shores? Tell me, no African country has it. So many of these African, either you have like South Africa, their own is gold and some other stuff, some other solid minerals. You go to Sierra Leone, their own is, I think, diamond. Zimbabwe, they have, most of them they have just a part of Nigeria's resources on their shores. Yet, some of these countries economies are greater, better, doing better, and bigger than that of Nigeria. We are not cursed. Some people ask this. Some people say we are cursed. We are not. We are just the enemies to ourselves. Our sickness, the Nigeria sickness, is not natural. It was man-made. And unfortunately, the medicine is available at our disposal. It is incurable. It is curable, rather. And we have the medicine embedded in us. So our situation is even a better situation. It's a good situation because our sickness, we caused our sickness, and at the same time, God has given us what it takes to actually cure this sickness. Everything embedded in us. And we have to apply this medication. This medication is important for us to get our healing. And this is my angle. Thank you. Remain blessed.